Hi, everyone. Throughout this whole masterclass, um, I want you to just take it at your own pace. So if there's something that's a little bit too difficult or too challenging for you, you're welcome to sit it out. But I encourage you to try all of the things. So in today's session, we are going to be working on the Boyde Hood Mouthpiece Warmup. And I already mentioned this in one of the emails, but I love mouthpiece buzzing because it helps us to develop a strong sense of pitch, and it allows us to check if we can accurately hear the notes. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking, but when we get to the playing portion, I'll give you a few moments to try out the exercises a few times before we move on. So a lot of my students have worked on this mouthpiece warm up and they really seem to like it, and I also really like it. It's a great way to warm up your chops when you're first starting out. I also like to do it as part of my cool down. So this is basically the exercise that we're going to be doing, and it happens in two parts. So the first part ends at the fermata, and then the second part is the scale pattern going down. So you want to have a clear mental image of the pitch before starting. Practice singing, humming, or whistling the pitches. I like it when my students will sing the phrase and then they'll buzz it on the mouthpiece, and then they will do it on the trumpet. Today we're just going to be focusing on doing it on the mouthpiece, but when you're at home playing along or working along with this recording, you're welcome to try it. Try all three steps. So sing, then buzz, then play. So here are a few notes that you'll see along with it that should help with completing this exercise. And again, take it at your own pace and see how it goes. So I usually like to use my metronome, so I have tonal energy, metronome and tuner to give me the pitch to start off. So we're going to start off with our G, so G on the trumpet. And when I'm first doing this exercise, I like to do it in two steps. So when you are all playing along with me, for this first one, we're going to do the first half. So just the first 6 notes. So I'm going to play it so that you get it in your ear, and then I want you to give it a try. Now you give it a try. And for those of you who don't do a lot of mouthpiece buzzing, this could be a little bit of a challenge, but as long as you get the pitches or sort of in the pitches and are moving in the right direction, that's a great start. So this next part is just a scale going down. And as we go through these exercises, I want you to really think about how the pitch is supposed to sound, keeping your throat relaxed and shooting your airstream all the way across the room, wherever that is. So now we're going to take this whole exercise and we're going to do it at once. So you'll hold the fermata for a few beats. I usually hold it for 3 or 4 beats, then take a breath and continue on. So Now you give it a try. Awesome. So when you're playing this, if you have your tuner with you, give yourself the note, sing it, then buzz it, and then you can try it on the trumpet. So this is the pattern that we're going to be working with today. And we're going to go through all of the keys. So we're going to go chromatically and descend. So here we have the full exercise and a few additional notes. So you want to make sure that your movement between the notes is really smooth, that you're connecting them. We don't want to have any breaks in the sound. And again, if this is something that is new to you, it's okay for it to sound a little bit messy or a little bit out of tune, but it's a really great tool for training your ears. So we already did the first one. We're going to continue and do the second one. So starting on F sharp, and we're going to go through the same process. So I'll play it, and then you will have a chance to try it out. And if this is pretty easy for you, you can start to incorporate the fingerings along with it. So I like to practice the fingers as I'm doing it to work on changing the notes and then also timing the fingers. So on to the next one, starting on F. Great. Everyone who I can see, is this going okay? We're getting it? Awesome. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one on E. And you can take this as slow or fast as it is comfortable, but remember, we really want to try to get the center of the pitch. So if you're going through it really quickly and you're not quite hitting all of the notes, it might be a good idea to slow down just a little bit. All right, we're starting to get into the lower register of the trumpet. So if you're having trouble with getting that low note to speak, really make sure that you're holding your corners firmly and that that bottom lip stays in contact with the rim of the mouthpiece. Awesome. So we've completed the first part of the exercise, and this goes through the whole range of the trumpet. So down to the low G flat or F sharp. And now we're going to take this exercise and we're going to use it to expand into the pedal register of the trumpet. So the pedal register is basically notes below the lowest note that we can slot on the trumpet. So we're going to really focus on using our air and directing that air to play those lower notes. So if this is a little bit challenging, do it just as far as you can, or just participate for the higher notes and leave out the bottom note. But as you practice this, and if you incorporate this into your warm up and fundamentals every day, you will start to get better and better. And eventually you'll be popping out those pedal Cs like nothing. So let's keep going. And as we get into the lower register, it's going to be wobbly. You might get an airy sound or the note might stop completely. That's okay. Just make sure that you are focusing on what it sounds like and directing your airstream, because you're not going to be able to play these notes if you don't have a good air support. How's everyone doing? How's the pedal register treating us? Good. So. Yeah, pedal register is kind of difficult when you're first starting off, especially if these are your first notes of the day. It can take a while to warm up and feel comfortable in that register. Wobbly for me today. And if it gets wobbly on the bottom note, just do your best to try to keep those corners firm. We have a natural tendency to want to completely relax as we're getting into the low register, and you need to keep your embouchure set as you're getting down there. Awesome. So you all just completed the first set of the Boyde Hood mouthpiece warm up, and like all little exercises and drills for pretty much every instrument, there is always more. So the next part, or the next parts, will extend the range and connect these different ranges even more. So the second part here, you can see that it starts the same dee da dee da dee da, except we're adding an extra note lower before we go back up to the C. And then we are doing a full scale down. So once you get comfortable with the first set that we did, then you can start adding on these other sets, and they're all the same. So as long as you know what the first line is, the one starting on the G, as long as you can remember what that's supposed to sound like, you'll be able to transfer it through all of the chromatic fingerings as you descend. Number 4, here's an example of this one. So you start and you go all the way down to the low G, and then you're basically taking the open partials up to the E. And it's the same thing. So we're working on bridging all of these ranges so that we can move effortlessly through them when we're playing them on the trumpet. Why don't we give number 2 a try for now? So we're going back up to that G, and we'll do it in 2 parts. So I'll play the first part and then you all can repeat it, and then I'll play the second part. All right, the next part. And these are a few key points to think about when you are practicing these exercises. It's going to take a lot of listening and a lot of patience to get used to doing this, and just awareness of your own tendencies. So tendencies for me might be different for you. You might be better at some things than me, and it's just so important to be aware of that and to address those things in your playing and in your fundamentals.